And we're live on YouTube. Welcome to the Psychic Cafe, everybody. I'm Dax Carlisle. Come on in, grab your coffee or tea, pull up a chair, and let's hang out and talk tarot and everything psychic. And I have with me the fabulous Debra Zachau.
Yes,
Yay!
perfect, perfect. Yay.
You know, I always I always worry I'm pronouncing people's names wrong.
Maybe who knows? Maybe I've been pronouncing it wrong.
Well,
Oh,
we have Google now. So I just go to Google and I'm like, Google, how do you
yeah,
pronounce
that's what
Zachau? And it says it's not Zachau, it's Zachau. Or in
oh,
German, it's
right.
Zachau.
Yeah. Awesome.
Jawohl.
Yes, I know. It's like real German.
Yes, yes, yes. So as you can see on Deborah's screen there, she's the author of Clarity Tarot with illustrator Kate Matthews, and the newly released, what was it, the 28th came out,
Yep.
Decode Tarot. We're going to be talking about all that. We're going to be talking about her YouTube channel where she does, oh my God, nobody does this, the political talk. We try to stay away from the political talk here at Psychic Cafe because
I
we're just
understand.
having our coffee and we're trying to have a good time and just play
Right.
with our cards,
Oh, that's
you
great.
know. But yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully you'll bring me on your show and we
Yeah,
can talk
we'll schedule
politics.
that.
Let's do that.
Yeah, we'll schedule that for sure.
So I've been trying to get Deb on here for I don't know how long. We've had her as in the Tarot Guild and doing workshops, and we've interviewed her before. I remember when Clarity came out and all, but it's been way too long. How you been?
I've been good. I've been working. You finish one thing, and by the time you're through with it, you just hate the project because it's editing and approving and all that stuff. And then it wasn't a week
Mm.
later before I started another book. And I thought, what is this? And
It's
so
like,
I
oh
did
God.
the you know what it's like because you're a
It just
creative.
leads one into another into another.
Yeah,
You never get finished. You think you're finished, and then it's like, oh shoot, I really needed to talk about this. Oh, that's another book.
that's another book. Yes, yes, absolutely. I was so fortunate. I had a 4-star review. It was my first review, and it is a wonderful review on Decode Tarot. And
Mm-hmm.
and and what took a star away because she felt that the major cards could be expanded.
Okay.
Didn't spend enough, but I pulled the major cards into the story through the whole book. So, but that's good information. So what I did was I wrote my publisher and requested the audio rights, and
Oh,
I got them. So the expanded is going to be
Audible.
the audiobook.
Yeah, I one of the things I liked about the book was how you do it so differently than every other freaking tarot cookbook out there. They all start with the Fool's Journey and the Major Arcana, and they might do something on the minors. I like how it starts out with the minors and it's so rich and the combination cards and all of that, and then you get to the majors. And I see what that reviewer was talking about,
Oh,
but you went in deep enough into the majors. I don't see that. I don't think it's a problem at all. And really, the minors are biggest part of the deck,
that and
and
the courts, yeah.
and the courts and everything. But yeah, it was really good. Why did you decide you needed to write a book?
I'll tell you, I've had a different journey than most people with psychic work.
Mm-hmm.
And we all have a unique journey, but this one is I was blessed with top ranking on a platform,
Oh wow.
hotline platform. And something magical happened because when you do 3 readings a week, you have 3 customers in the week. I'll have 30 in one day. So it's one call after the other, or one video after another. And what I did was I had this other Deborah next to me while I was delivering the reading. And I was thinking that combination has come up before and it has been in this situation. So I just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say to the person, this combination in its history has meant ABC. She goes, oh my God, how did you know that? That type of thing. So the combinations I have in there, And some cards I talk more about than the others because I have profound information from all the cards, but it's the accuracy.
Yeah.
It's the accuracy that makes the difference. Speed and accuracy is what I go for. So that's the difference, I think, is because I was able to go so fast so many times
Hmm.
that I started seeing patterns, and that's how I wrote it. Because in the middle of
Yeah.
the wands, you'll have a story of how to do a reading, and in the middle of the swords, I'll have a story of a reading I did or some kind of stuff like that.
By the way, I love before the show where you said, I'm just getting camera ready. It's like, oh, honey, you're always camera ready.
No, yeah, that's what I'd like you to always think.
That's right. That's
I
right.
got to get that, that slide bar that makes
Hmm.
enhances your on the camera enhances your appearance. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
mine's all
yeah,
the way to the right. All
no
see?
wrinkles.
Yeah, and of course, what I do is I just come out in my PJs or I'm in my boxers or something, and I just put on
Put
a
on a
fancy
shirt.
shirt, and then from the waist down,
That's what all geniuses do. Did
we
you know
all
that?
do
It's
that. We all
written.
do that. Yeah. So so that's the thing about the book. I really think it's from a different perspective where we're looking into, a history, 10,000 readings and what's the insights. And maybe it's because it's you, maybe it's not for every reader, but even if it isn't, when they read through your examples, it's going to start working with their subconscious mind and they're going
And
to be coming up with things.
if you
Mhm.
could get, and I'm very confident in this, I know this sounds braggadocious, but the thing is that you're going to find something in that book that you bring home and it will make you unique and accurate immediately. Once you bring it
Mm.
into, well, I'll try that. And then you try a few readings with it and vet it yourself. And then you move, you're better. And the reason this sounds corny, but the reason I wanted to write it is because my industry has a lot of young readers.
Yeah, more and
And
more are coming in, right?
yeah, more and more coming in. And I want to elevate our work to serve people well. Now
Hmm.
I'm in later in life, so I have history. I can take anybody from 20 to 80 kind of and have some sort of life connection with that. But the younger ones don't have that. And if they need a different way besides life experience to enter the room of knowing. And any psychic out there or psychic wannabe, once you get into the room of knowing, that is, then you don't need cards or dowsing rods or pendulum or anything. You're
Hmm.
in the room of knowing. You're into your intuition. What I do is I fluctuate into from imagination to intuition so I can get the story right because it's a 3D kind of this is a card, this is a tool, right? So I if I have an idea of what is coming in from being intuitive, I check my cards to see if I am intuitive or if I am in my imagination. And I'm disciplined with that.
Mm.
That's why I do it. But then I discovered how to do mediumship
Hmm.
and all these things. I have a membership on my YouTube channel, and we've been going through. There's about 2 or 3 students that are like they're ready. They're ready
Mm.
to do good work out there. And
That's great. That's the whole reason we created the Tarot Guild 20 years ago. We just had the 20th anniversary on Halloween, October 31st, this past Thursday. And we did a show last night. If you didn't see it after this show, go watch it in our archive, on the YouTube channel there, The Psychic Cafe. And yeah, we had an organization. It was meetup.com. It was a
yeah,
meetup.
I remember that.
So it was a meetup in San Diego. I had moved to San Diego in '04, and I was looking for other tarot people just to hang out with. And there was a tarot meetup, had about 53. I still remember the number 20 years later, 53 people, no meetings going on. So I said, okay, well, I'll sign up and wait and see. And then I got a message from meetup.com. Do you want to organize this group? No,
Oh, that's
nobody's organizing it. I'm like, oh, that's why there's no meetings. So I said,
That's
well,
spirit right there.
I
That's spirit.
I've never done it, so I'm going to try it. I scheduled a meeting. Two people showed up. The three of us started, running things, and before you know it, we were having two tarot meetups a week. We,
Nice.
we meet on Sunday at a coffee house for coffee and tea and hang out. Thus Psychic Cafe. Plus, I was managing coffee houses, and I had my own coffee house in San Diego towards the end of my stint there in '09. Then on Tuesdays we did classes in another location, and so
Oh,
we were
live? You were live in person?
oh yeah, this was all in person. We were not online yet. This was all in San Diego. We built it up from 53 members to 400 and something members,
Sweet.
and we'd have anywhere from 20, 30 people showing up at each event, so twice a week. And then we started, we're all sitting around talking, and this was Halloween, October 31st, 2004. And we're all talking about our experiences with the professional side of tarot. And we started talking about, well, yeah, I belong to the Tarot Guild of Australia, and someone else, I belong to a lot of us belong to the American Tarot Association, Tarot Association of the British Isles, TABI. There's the German one. Some of them were even members of the Canadian one. But this is all of us locally in San Diego, because the organizations then were like, there's all these organizations, different countries, and there's the ATA. None of us were satisfied though. We were like, there's no real organization like a professionals guild for
Mhm.
tarot readers. And we were like, wait a minute. We're already helping people locally. I mean, we had already, we taught lots of classes, not just how to read tarot, but business classes, how to set up your business and everything. Plus, we got gigs for people. So there was $1 million events that would take place down at the San Diego Harbor, and they would contact us and say, "Hey, can you send down, 4 or 5 readers? We'll pay them $150 an hour, and they can just sit there and do readings for people." And we did lots of events like that, and we were like, we could really help people. Nobody else is really doing it. There's that new thing. What's it called? Facebook. This new thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is how far back it is. So we got a website. I built a website, built a Facebook page and a group, and then we were going to do a newsletter. And somebody said, "Oh, newsletters are so old fashioned. Start a radio show." So we started a radio show on Blog Talk Radio, January of 2010. That was. So the guild had already been going for 6 years, and then we finally went online, and it was in. We were having the meetings before '04, but it was October 31st, Halloween, when we said, "Okay, we're going to change the name of the meetup to the Tarot Guild." And then we put everything online so we could help people around the world with becoming a professional, and there's all the books and classes and workshops and courses out there and everything, but nothing like what we were doing, and nothing like what you're doing in your book, Decode Tarot. It's a similar thing, I think, really getting to, how can you be really fast, accurate, and professional about it. Oh, by the way, I made if I can find it, I made I made a banner up for it. There you go.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And if you go over to that URL, psychic.cafe/decode tarot, it'll take you right over, and you can grab your copy. I'm going to pop that in the chat here. Give me just a second while I grab the URL, and I'm going to pop it into the chat here. That is Decode Tarot. There we go. Psychic.cafe/decode tarot. There
Oh,
we are. I love what you say there. Master tarot with confidence.
yes.
Confidently navigating card combinations and reversals, taking your readings to a whole new level. Yes, that's the stuff we need. I do want to go back a little bit,
Mhm.
because what was it? 2022, I think you came out with Clarity Tarot.
Yes. And
And so I figure I gotta do a banner for the deck too, right?
thank
With
you.
Kate. And it's psychic.cafe/clarity tarot. Will take you right over there.
Mhm.
You can grab your copy. I love the box, by the way.
Isn't it amazing that box? Well, we just got into the second printing, by the
Oh,
way.
oh,
And
thanks for letting me know. That's
yeah.
great.
So the card stock was the first. When that thing came out, it was September 28th, 2022. When that
Hmm.
Clarity Tarot came out, I was watching the Amazon, refreshing Amazon, waiting for the reviews. And the first three reviews were 1 star because of the card stock.
Oh,
It was
so
thin.
what was it with the card stock again? I
It was
forget.
thinner. And so, I mean,
Thinner.
I loved it, but that was during the pandemic.
Oh,
And
right, of course, yeah.
China closed down, and so they put the manufacturing to India, and that's just what happened. Um, but yeah, it- but now the new one's out, and we just sold. Well, it's been a year or two now.
Hmm.
Sold the language rights to Russia. I was surprised
Oh.
about that. But I think I've been told has a deep psychic history.
Hmm.
And so I'll get a box of that once that's available. It'll be the end of this year. So
Right.
I don't
But
know if
yeah,
I'll
I was going to ask you how that was doing because it's been a couple of years. So, what's been the reception on Clarity Tarot? And, are a lot of people telling you, yeah, we're using the deck, or,
yeah,
what's going on?
yes. A lot of people are using it. I got someone to my YouTube channel who saw a another advisor using the deck, and she found out the name of it,
Hmm.
went that way and found me that way. So it was just awesome. And I think it's been very, very good because I've now I say I think because it's a publisher thing. And so
Hmm.
I can't twice a year I get a report, but it doesn't, I mean, it's selling quite well. But of course, if you use a publisher, so if
Hmm.
anybody wants to publish something, call me. If you use a publisher, you get a 10 cents a 10 cents a
Right,
copy.
right.
So I think the first royalty check I got was like $84.
You
And
know, this sparks an idea because on yesterday's show for the 20th anniversary, we also gave Pamela Steele her certified tarot grandmaster. Yay!
yay.
And so we had Pamela on the show, to receive her certificate and everything. But we were talking about her 45 years tarot journey. And by the way, there's an excellent article that she wrote a lot of it up. And then I went in and did the copy editing on it and everything. And I made it a blog post. So go to our website, Psychic Cafe. And do I have the link? Okay. So let me just change this real quick.
On the
I
fly.
I've got the 20 years up there. This, by the way, is if you want to get our sale, we have the sale going on, psychic.cafe/20 years. We brought back lifetime membership and we're giving everything. I mean, the kitchen sink and all. But if you go over here to our blog, psychic.cafe/blog. Yeah, just pop over there, folks, and look for the article. It's a tarot journey, a 45-year tarot journey, Pamela Steele. And it's just amazing. She puts 1979, 1980, 1984, like everything she did all the way to the current time, all the books and decks and uh, speaking appearances at tarot conventions. And just, it's a great read. So,
Awesome.
go check that out. But the reason why I bring this up, to your point, is that she was talking a lot of the history of getting her decks published and how she's mentored a lot of people now. And I'm thinking we need to get her and you and a few people together and do like a mastermind, like mini workshop or something, and talk about all the ins and outs of publishing decks and books. And if you go with a publisher and, getting 10 cents on the
Yeah, you get
sale,
some 10 cents. You don't
and,
make money, but you get
should
credit.
you self-publish? And now they have
But
drop shipping, and they've got, what do you call it? Print on demand, print on
yeah,
everything.
well, that's Amazon practically, but oh, maybe not with a publisher. That would be anyway. The thing is that if you're not published,
Mm-hmm.
you don't make much money with a publisher, but you get credibility and world exposure. I
Right, right.
mean, I would have never had Russia knocking at my door wanting the rights to the language rights. So that is that. And then in the contract, it did say if I write a similar book, they have the first right to refuse. And I thought, well, I'll just do Decode Tarot as well. But now I have the language right or the audio rights for that book, and I'll be coming out with an expanded um, major card section. So, so to meet that qualification for that
Mm-hmm.
review taught me so much, and I appreciate it. Anybody
Mm.
who decides to review. Uh,
Oh, um, before I go to something else here, let me go back to the blog for a second, because if you scroll down on the blog, folks, there is, and I think it might be on the second page now, this great workshop that Debra did, how to give great readings,
yeah.
right? But also the really cool one was when you were talking about the new book that was coming out. It was before it came out. It was I think around September. And I've got all of those videos and everything. They're all here on the blog. So
Oh wow.
go check them out. Really great workshop from Tarot Grandmaster Christiana Grade. And there's just so much on our blog, to watch all these great free workshops. It's all there. Plus, on our channel, there's a whole play list with all of our workshops. They're all free now to see. And I did want to mention in the chat, Kelsey came in, Aisha came in. And if you have any questions, just pop the questions in the chat. If you want something more general, like you want us to pick a card for you or something, pull a card, just say something like, can I get a general message, or could I get a message from the universe, or a message from my guides or my angels? And we'll be pulling cards maybe a little later in the show. We're also giving time for people to get on the Zoom, I mean, on the YouTube live,
Yeah.
join us in here. By the way, if you're watching anywhere else, you're watching us live on a player somewhere else, open a new tab in your browser. And here, I'll put the link up too. Type in, let me change this real quick. Changing on the fly here. Psychic.cafe/live will take you right into the live with the chat room. You want to get into the page that actually has the chat room so you can get in and ask questions and everything. So we'll be doing that a little bit later. We got Aisha's question. We'll be getting to the questions a little later in the show. Just want to do that little service announcement real quick there.
I did do recently
Mm-hmm.
a video on with the book about the book, and it is called A New Way to Divine the Future, with my theories.
Right.
And so
Right.
that one's a really good video to see, to look at, to watch, because it
Yep.
does give you a little bit different slant.
And be sure to go over to Debra's YouTube channel.
Please,
Let me copy the link here. Grow Your Light with Debra Zachau. Zachau. I keep
that it's fine. Any way it comes out,
Zachau.
as long as I'm in the
I'm still
room.
getting used to that. It was just today that I found out I've been pronouncing it wrong for, like, I don't know, 3 years.
No,
Uh, but yeah, let me put that in the chat here real quick. There's the link to the YouTube.
right.
I want to ask you about your YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff on there. She has lots of great, guests with her. And I did mention, the politics, there's not that many people divining the future on the politics and
Oh,
everything,
there's a lot in my group. Oh my gosh, that's all we do.
Oh, yes, yes.
I'd like
But
to talk about, because I have some interesting numbers about politics.
yeah, we should get into that, in a little bit here ourselves. But I want everybody to go over to the channel and be sure to subscribe.
Thank you.
as well, and check out all the cool stuff over there on her channel. Um, let's see. Before we go any further, I want to do my cards for today's show real quick, if that's okay with you, Deb.
Sure.
Okay, so this is from, we were just talking about Pamela Steele, and her one of her decks is the Steel Wizard Tarot. And so these cards are from the Steel Wizard. And uh the cards for the show yesterday, one of them was this Eight of Swords. I shuffled like crazy, but it wanted to pop out again. So the message, there are still issues with this going on, where you're feeling trapped and restricted. Swords, thoughts, and ideas. You could be trapped by your own overthinking. Often, when I get multiple swords, cards with multiple swords on it, people are overthinking things, possibly a mental block. So, this combination can represent a combined message of authority and control conflicting with the feeling of being trapped and restricted. It suggests that you may be feeling limited by the structures or boundaries set by someone else, someone in a position of authority, like a boss or a figure. I can't talk, father figure. Or alternatively, it can mean that you need to take control of the situation by establishing boundaries and structures of your own. It suggests that one needs to overcome their doubts and establish their own authority to overcome the mental barriers that are holding you back. So that's what I got for today. Just wanted to do that real quick. Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce.
All righty. So I got a whole bunch of other things I want to ask you about. Before we do that, though, why don't we pull some cards for Aisha?
All right. What's the question?
So I looked at this name that she's asking about, this guy, and Zaid Mahboob. But when you look at it real quick in text, it looks like Zaid Manboob. I
Oh,
swear to
oh,
God.
yeah, I see my bow.
Anyway, Zaid, she wants to know about Zaid's energies towards me after seeing my photo we sent to his family. So apparently, she sent a photo to his family. They're that way where she is, where it's family is so important, and if you've never met them, you have to send the photo and then get the reaction. I know what she's talking about. But if you could pull a card or two and just see what comes up.
So that kind of culture, when family is so important,
Mm-hmm.
and so if I wanted to read for her, and I have to go into the energy signature of her boyfriend Zaid, and so I also, while I'm in that energy signature, because inside there you see impulses, and then
Okay.
you, as an advisor, can measure how the momentum of that impulse to actually have him call or something like that. But I need to bring in his family into that because he's very influenced by that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. They
When
are.
I sit with Zaid and ask, how did you feel? Um, okay, how did you feel about the about now? I don't believe. I feel he's insecure at this very moment, and here's why. Um, the only reason why, and this could just be a placeholder, is the Four of Wands reversed.
Mm-hmm.
The Four of Wands upright is like you got a firm foundation, everything's okay, you can walk on that water, it's all right. It's reversed. So it shows me that he is still holding his breath a little bit. Maybe his folks have not mentioned anything. He admires you. He thinks it's a great beginning. Now I have the Ace of Pentacles. And let me tell you what that means in love. So if you're in just a relationship, dating relationship, that situation is the cup family, right? It's the love, the
Oh,
emotions
yeah.
you're bringing. By the time you become exclusive and by the time you send your picture to the family and all that stuff, then it becomes the pentacle suit. because then you start moving into tangible things, the picture, the joining of agreements and all of that stuff. It's all the Pentacle family. And I do see a new deepening of that position. And he's
Mm.
very, very hopeful. I've got the star card as well. But right now it looks, excuse me, it looks like he is with the Four of Wands reversed, saying, "Oh, I don't know." And then the Four of Cups reversed. He's getting more and more confident that things are going to be a-okay. But you know, it's almost like he likes it very much because I've got the Ace of Pentacles. But I don't see it him jumping up and down saying, "There she is. This is the one I want," that type of thing. So it's just this moving of energy around, but it's going to all be okay because you know why? Every ace is always good news. Always
Hmm.
good news. And you got the star card as well. So you have angels looking after that.
And Aisha says at the beginning, she said, "True," what we were saying. And she says, "Finally, someone gets this."
Yes. Yeah, that's one of the things about, sorry, when I get excited, my my vocal cords go crazy.
Oh,
Excuse
I'm
me.
having trouble too. I had to drink some water.
I get very excited about what I do. But
Hmm.
that's one of the other things that I got to experience being on an international line, where I talk to an awful lot of different things and I get to know different customs and things. So um, I'm
Oh, and
glad
that's
you're,
what I love about YouTube. We are getting so many people
yes,
from all over.
all over the world.
We did, 14 years we were on Blog Talk, and we did get people from all over.
Hmm.
We had calls come in from all the way, like Japan and Australia, European countries. Most of it, of course, was North America, a lot of Canada, the United States, you
Hmm.
know. But when we went on YouTube, it's even crazier. I mean, just people from all over the place and all different cultures. And sometimes I have, actually, I shouldn't say sometimes, a lot of the time I have a lot of trouble pronouncing the names.
Oh yeah.
And I will just like grab one. And this is what I like versus the phone lines is in the chat, I can just grab a piece of their name. And if they
Uh-huh.
have this whole long thing that I can't pronounce, I can just go, I'm going to call them, Shar.
Uh-huh.
So Shar's question is, and I do that all the time. I do that all the time. By the way, so if anybody else has any questions, I know,
Aisha, I just saw. So basically, was happy but insecure.
but
Exactly.
insecure. Oh
Thank
yeah.
you so much for that confirmation because I want to make sure that my message lands correctly and you have
Mhm.
clarity for it. That's one of the things about not being on in a conversation, right? We're relying on the chat, but uh, and then she says, "Sir, if you could pull one card for me, that's for you."
Right. So I got the Seven of Cups. Seven in numerology, that's the seeker. Okay. So this is just a message coming through that there's a lot of different opportunities and that you should go, especially because it's cups with emotions. You should really go with what is emotionally fulfilling for you. And this has nothing to do with the relationship or Saeed or this is just a message for you from the universe. Okay. The only connection that I'm feeling, this is just coming in. Tarot's multi-layered. I'll get different messages for different parts of people's lives, all from one card. And what I'm getting, what happens with the Seven of Cups sometimes is it's illusion sometimes, and so it's a kind of like a little warning that don't slip into the fantasy relationship, in your head, try to keep practical on this uh, with Saeed. And yeah, that's just the message I also got from that card was be on the lookout for that. You might find yourself, slipping into a little bit of, having a fantasy versus the reality of the relationship. If you feel that happening, that's when you go, oh yeah, that's right. That's what Dax told me.
Yeah, I heard that before.
So that's when you want to back out of that, step back from the whole thing, and just take a look at it and try to be more rational then. Because it
This the Seven of Cups, I really like that card because
Mhm.
so you have all these ideas, you feel you have all these
all these
options, but not all of them based in reality. But that's where
yeah.
creativity lives.
Exactly.
That is a wonderful place. But what
Yeah.
you're doing, Aisha, is Spirit is telling us that your ideas are all over the place. What if he likes it? But maybe he doesn't. Maybe, all of that stuff. So I know where your heart is and I know where your mind is. It's kind of a little bit scattered. But understand that he adores you.
Mhm.
Ace of Pentacles means
Oh.
he understands that this relationship is anchored
Mm.
in the world. It's not up here in la la emotional land, teasing and all that stuff. It's anchored. So I hope that, I'll bless you and leave you with that, but I hope that helps you with the Seven of Cups because that can be maddening.
Well, she's saying so true. And yes, right, exactly. I live in fantasy world.
Yeah, but that's the creativity part of you, sweetheart.
Yeah. Well, the way I look at things, there is two sides to the same coin on everything.
Mhm.
So while there is the possibility of slipping into a fantasy about it, on the other side is the positive, then, where
Yeah,
it's the creativity and everything, just like you said.
exactly. And then what was I going to say? There was something else about the seven. Oh, if you're talking about money
Mm-hmm.
or business, this is great because it gives you that visualization of where you can take your company or where you want to take your project. But if you're going to make a next step right away, you want to run your theories through someone else because it might not be grounded enough. And you might take a bigger bite out of the apple than you can handle. So that's the only caution I have for the Seven of Cups in business or money, investments and things.
Oh, Moonbeam Magic came in. That's one of our lifetime members of the Tarot Guild.
Yay!
Hey, if you got a question, pop it in there for us. So I wanted to ask you about, your YouTube channel, why you decide, all the time that I've known you, it was only more recently, I don't know, last 6 months or so, that I even realized that you had a YouTube channel. And
Uh-huh.
so I immediately subscribed, and now I get all these pop-ups, especially when you go live, which I love.
Oh, thank you.
It's nice being on the other side of the microphone and just, watching a show and listening to the insights from you and all the fabulous psychics and mediums and tarot readers and numerologists and everything they have on the show. Um, but I wanted to ask you because we're doing it obviously too. It's like why and how and
I'm
your
going to
YouTube
tell you the
channel.
truth, I'm an
Mm-hmm.
open book. So loud and proud. Working on, I make an incredible living on the psychic hotlines.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I haven't been as prosperous before in my life till I'm on.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's a really cool pointer for people wanting to go pro.
Right, right. It's an option, but and I make really good money, but it's the same demographic and the same problems,
A
right?
lot,
Because it's
over and over.
over and over. And I appreciate that so much. What I wanted to do was move because I wasn't interested in building a private clientele because I like the anonymous part of being, like
Interesting.
I'm Ocean, I'm Ashtar 222, I'm not Deborah, but but anyway, that's but I thought, if I could have two clients a day, private clients, I could really go deep and move mountains and really make changes and have a wonderful time with
Mm-hmm.
these two people a day. And so I thought that if I started a YouTube channel, that would build. It's not building as fast as I would like, but
It often never does.
yeah, that's us. This is an
Or
example
often
of a
doesn't.
Seven of Cups. Oh, I'm being overnight success. I was an overnight
Mm.
success. Oh,
Hey,
where they
some of the channels do. There are
yeah.
overnight that go.
I was really grateful. I was on with Linda G, and I went from 34 subscribers to 1,800. And so I was very, very
See?
happy about that. But the thing is that I like very much like the YouTube, but there's more work to that than I ever dreamed.
Oh,
Oh,
it could be a full-time, that's your business and all you're doing. Because there's
that's right.
people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers that, do tarot. In fact, some of these channels, all you see is their hands. It's their hands and their cards.
Oh,
And
right,
they're
right,
laying
right.
cards out. It's the down view camera. They're never on camera. You see their beautiful nails that they have. And by the way, that's a business expense they can write off because
If you make
they
enough
have
money,
to have the great nails when they're doing the cards, right?
right,
But
right.
they'll have 350,000 people on there, and they're not even doing what we're doing, like long form
350,000 viewers or
subscribers.
subscribers? Oh,
Subscribers.
really?
Yeah. Oh,
Per
yeah.
channel?
I've seen 250,000. I've seen 160,000. I mean, all over the place. And there's hundreds of these channels, and they're not doing long form like lives like we do. See, I started off with radio 15 years ago with Blog Talk, and we only in the last few years went into YouTube. And so I always have loved the I've always loved radio, talk radio since I was a little kid. I listened to talk radio, Art Bell, and oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah. Oh, my God.
And
Off planet stuff. Oh, we could get into
yeah, yeah, we could really get into this, right? George Norrie, took it over and years ago. And but um I just love talk radio, and I love doing this live. Not I'm sitting here and I record a video and then I put it in an editing program and I do all the jump edits and all the fancy stuff and then export it and then upload it to the channel. No, I want to be live. Now we're going to do on our channel more of that because that's what really builds your channel is your pre-recorded content. I'm firmly convinced that the YouTube algorithm does not push the lives like it should. Yes, when we're leading up to a live and about to go live and have just gone live, but then afterwards is what I'm talking about. You need content that's evergreen, and that's why we have all the workshops on there and stuff, but it's all long form. These other things, these channels I'm talking about that have the hundreds of thousands of subscribers, it's just the cards, and their fingers, and they're just doing these quick readings and things like that. And some of them aren't even live. Some of them are all pre-recorded. Okay, here's your reading for this date. And okay, I'm laying out these cards here. Okay, now pick a pile. Okay, and then I'm going to do a short video on each reading from each pile, and
uh-huh.
whichever one you pick, it's for you.
Oh,
And
interesting.
and these people, their faces are never on the channel. It's just their fingers, but they have 300 something thousand subscribers, and the views that they get on each video, the monetization, the ad share that they're getting is just astronomical, and I'm like going, gee, maybe I should start another channel where it's just me with my fingers and cards,
Oh, yeah, why not? Put it on this channel.
But I
People,
wanted to ask you about your channel, and also um why you have all the fun and really cool people that you have on the channel. And do you like the discussions? Is that why? Or
yeah, I now it when I was trying to find my way on my channel, who am I
mm-hmm.
on the channel? I really wanted to do near-death experiences. So, there's a John Davis video. There's
Oh,
Vincent Tolman on there. There's Raymond Moody I had on. And then what's the other one? The neurosurgeon. Oh my God, he's the most popular. Anyway, I had him on. And so I have all these, and I really enjoyed doing that. Was recording and then editing, and it was really nice. And then wasn't on live enough. And
hmm.
I was just getting used to doing solos. So then I invited a bunch of people to come on, and I've had some lovely uh, people that have had me on their shows, and
Right.
and then we exchange. So it's always fun.
Very cool. I just
How
saw
high is he going?
Karen.
Yeah.
Karen just came in, said hi, Deborah.
Karen
Uh,
Doyle. Oh, Karen Doyle.
yeah, Karen
Wait, just a
Doyle.
minute. Karen, this is private conversation just between you and I.
Yes.
This is the guy to talk to because he can help you if you would like to grow your business. Now, Karen is a wonderful psychic, and she just got
Oh,
into dowsing rods, which now doesn't leave her side, and tuning forks. She's just lovely. So join the psychic cafe, then you have all the other benefits from that. She says she's visiting my son.
that's Kim.
Central time. Oh, Karen B. Oh, I'm sorry. It's
Kimby.
like Kim
Karen
B.
Doyle. She
Karen
said
Doyle
hello
just
to
did.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kim is visiting her son and he's in the central time zone. So she keeps coming on the wrong time.
Oh, I know that time.
YouTube's supposed to, like, wherever you are, it's supposed to change to the correct time, but it doesn't always work.
Right.
Yeah. But no, hey, you're here in time, and if you have a question, pop it in there. Moonbeam did ask, can I have a card pull? So if you want to pull a card for Moonbeam,
I do. You know what I want to do is
sure.
ask spirit. Uh, you're welcome, sweetheart. Oh, Karen, you mean so much to me. All my subscribers, I mean, they're so dedicated. They sign on.
Yeah.
I can just sign on and they just pop in and make keep me company. Just love that so much. So what I'm going to do instead of just one card pulled, I'm like Dax, I have to have more than one. I'm going to ask Spirit what topic the message is going to be for. And the very first card out is Pentacles. So we're going to talk, doesn't matter what the card is. I'm going to talk to you and give you a message about the tangibles in your life. And it looks like, oh, okay. It feels like now with the reversed star, reversed ace of pentacles, and the four of cups, that maybe, just maybe, you are feeling a lot like Dax's two cards with the eight of swords, feeling that you're a little trapped into the system. So spirit is saying they recognize this, and this doesn't have to be at a job, but what that
Hmm.
does, that one pathway is bringing security to your life. Now, if you're a life path 4 or 8, that is paramount. Um, Absolutely paramount. But don't give up. Success is right around the corner. It's interesting that would be success is right around the corner because what started this out was the Three of Pentacles. And that's quite interesting because that means you're very, very good at what you do. Now, this doesn't have to be a 9 to 5 job. This could be whatever you focus your attention on, your whatever projects you're doing. If you organize family events or any, that's all together. That's all
Mm,
together. So that's what I would like to bless you and leave you with that.
awesome. Oh, Kim said I just subscribed. Yeah. By the way, like and subscribe, folks. Like and subscribe. We are getting so close. I know you have like a lot more subscribers than we do, and we've been on this channel for I don't know how long, but it's been a long time.
You just need the magic.
I know it's just it's getting on the like the right crossover shows and just people finding you and things like that. We're doing pretty good though. I'm going to go over here to the studio real quick and give an update because we want to get to that first level of monetization, which requires 500 subscribers, 3 video uploads in the last 90 days, and 3,000 watch time hours. Now the next level is 4,000 and 1,000 subscribers. And yes, we want to get there. That's the full monetization where you get the ad share and all that kind of stuff. But we wanted to just get to this one so we can do the supers, Deborah, where it's like super chat, super stickers, super thanks, and all that kind of stuff. Right now, we send people to our coffee page, psychic.cafe/coffee. That's our tip jar. If you want to pop over there and buy us a cup of coffee. But we want to get to that first level of monetization so that people can just do super chats and just send money that way. Um, We are at 644 subscribers, so we've passed the 500.
Oh, you've got 3 more now than you did when we started.
Yes, thank you guys. And also with the 3,000 watch hours, we are at 2,827 public watch hours. That means we need 173 more public watch hours out of 3,000, and we'll hit that 3,000. So there's an update on our channel and what we're trying to do.
See, I don't know what your time is like, but Karen Doyle says, I am so freaked out about Tuesday Eve, the election. MAGA will go friggin' nuts. Any word on that? Let me tell you something. So
Yeah.
here's trigger
Let's
alert.
talk about this.
Trigger alert. I am for democracy, not fascism. So those of you that are Republican, voting Republican, might want to trigger out or you're not going to like this. But I love the numbers. I love the numbers. So
I'm big on numerology. Yeah.
so here's the track, because this is a little different than, of course, other shows and other predictions. First of all, Kamala Harris will win, period. And I do have can I share my screen? I do have a thumbnail I created for the election eve. Let me see if I can share. And I don't know if this is too much.
No, perfectly fine.
Sharing is not turned on. That's okay. But let me tell you what I've got here. So when Trump is a 4 life path soul. So that means that he is stubborn and he can go on the dark side, just like everybody else has a dark side. Don Jr. is also a 4. So, but it's the personal.
Deb, real quick, I just made you a co-host. You might be able to share now. Give it a try.
Okay.
I forgot to do that earlier.
Okay, so here it is. My This is my thumbnail for the election night. I'm drinking a bottle of wine. It's going to be
wow.
when the polls close, bring your own bottle, that type of thing. So it's funny. But the thing is, I want to put your mind at ease because of the numbers. And so in 2016, when he won the presidency, when 2015, he was in a 1 personal year. 2024, he's in a 1 personal year. So way back then, when he first started that escalator tomfoolery, that was his new 1 personal year. It goes in 9-year cycles, correct? And so you can correct me if I'm wrong. This is the path I go to. The 1 personal year is what all you have to do to make sure you grow into that full potential is to take 1 bite out of every chocolate in the box. You just, the 1 is there to say, wow, what do I want to do today? Skydiving. I want to learn how to cake decorate. I want to get, figure out a closer thing to God. Or there's these new shifts happen. When you're really rigid and you don't do that, you make sure you don't shift your perspective in a 1 personal year. That's when the trouble begins. So when he went, it was in a 2 personal year, which is collaboration and all that stuff. And when he took office in 2016, 2017, 3, he's very creative, Rocket Man stuff, North Korea, but then a 4 personal year, 2018. Now this is the year he had to pay attention. 4 personal years means you have to chop wood, carry water, things get boring. Cycle of reward isn't available to you. It's just, it's a hard, you just get to business. Well, he doesn't do that. He makes others get to business. But it meant that he didn't have the insight for 2019 when the pandemic was coming. He didn't change his perspective. So this is forewarned, forearmed. 2019, that was the year, we voted in 2019 for 2020. Is that how it works? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a 5 personal year made, that's when things come out of the blue. And of course, with a 4 life path that doesn't have a changing perspective, that means that he says, oh, I won anyway, it just stick to the program. But then it goes into the higher numbers. And this is personal years. So personal years give you, number one, they give you blessings and challenges. Blessings and lessons. Knowing numerology or getting reading from a numerologist will tell you what the lesson is. So once you recognize, like what Dax was saying, when you think, oh, Dax told me that, or, oh, yeah, I remember that from my reading, you think, oh, there it is. There's the lesson. Let me get a new perspective. And then you move into the blessings that it brings you anyway. 2020 was, a 6 personal year, which meant, well, he had to do something better. But here's the tricky part. 2021 was a 7 personal year for Donald Trump. It was that means that, and it's a universal, we have a universal. The universal is 8 this year for the whole country, for the whole world.
Right.
But the 7, so this would be what happened to everybody in the world last year with the 7 universal. What we needed to do in a 7 is to figure out what our ethics were, where the morals lie, how we manage ourselves inside whatever we're facing, right? As to be true to yourself. Here's the tricky part. You can manifest that in an 8 personal year or an 8 universal year where we're in now, only if you can explain your changes clearly to the world. Clearly to the world. Has MAGA been able to explain their changes? They haven't changed a bit, right? Whereas comma, that's all about change. That's all about change. So also the universal year for is next year is 9. So that means we give up what just isn't working for us anymore.
Yes,
Nonetheless,
please.
yeah, he's in a 1 personal year. So that meant last year was his 9. So if he in 2020, when the vote and everything, if he was only able to say, let me just give up what just doesn't work for me and come back in and say, I'm real sorry for everything I've done. I see the error of my ways, blah, blah, blah. Of course, he'd burst into flames if he did that. But nonetheless, if he had done that, we're a very forgiving country. But he wouldn't have been, he'd be a changed man, right? Well, he didn't do that. He had so many opportunities to give up what just didn't work for him. And it's not, and the music stops eventually, and he will be the one without a chair, promise you. Now, real quick, Kamala Harris is a 5 life path, having a 2 personal year.
Right.
Perfect. 5 life path people generally are very good looking people. They're comfortable in front of the camera and instead of behind the camera. They can think on their feet. If they're adjusted, feel safe in risk. Do they feel safe in change? They can go be a president. They're just remarkable. 2 personal year means that she's collaborating with others well. And then that means when she takes office next year, it'll be a 3 personal year, all about creativity, right? So she brings in her own answers. So nonetheless, what's going to happen is just by the numbers, it shows that Trump, the music has stopped. Music has stopped. And
Oh,
also, yeah.
Deb, I just have to jump in because I really have, especially this year. I did the numerology and pulled cards the last election, the last presidential election, but this year I've just been staying away. But as you were talking, I just pulled cards just to see what would come up,
Yeah.
right? So I pull a card and I get the Maiden of Cups.
Oh my goodness.
This is a card that Pamela added to the deck. It's a 5th, you have pages, knights. It's a 5th court card. Yeah. And when I saw that, right away I thought of Kamala. And then I pulled another card to go along with it. I got the 7 of Wands. There's that seeker energy again. There's a struggle, but she has the high ground.
Yeah, she does.
Now I said, okay, let me pull a card or two for Trump, see what I got. So I get the Three of Cups. Here's a bunch of women getting together
Oh, yeah.
and they're celebrating.
Tower.
The Tower card. Right. And so it's the women I feel that are going to save us,
Yes.
and it's
Yes.
going to be disaster
They're
for him.
right where the old guard, the old white guys, except for the ones included here with you, Dax, the old white guys, that it
Yeah, but
look
I'm gay, so it doesn't count.
her, but her messages turn the page, right? We're not going back.
Mhm.
And that's what the numbers scream. Now, last time, like 2016, I was asked to pull cards and everything, and I couldn't do it, Dax, because I'm too emotionally connected to a certain outcome.
Mhm.
So I just messed myself up. I'd rather have a colleague go in and get their cards. I appreciate that, but I stick with the numbers.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. But, and I just don't get things. I just, and I have a hard time because I'm a veteran. I'm a member of the American Legion, VFW, Disabled American Veterans, DAV. And at the posts, a lot of these people are MAGA.
Oh,
And I just don't get it because, from my point of view, first of all, being gay, it's like, hello, they're coming for us next. They already came for the women
yeah,
and
right.
abortion, and they want they basically want you barefoot back in the kitchen, and no voter rights if JD Vance, oh my God, he if they won, he's one heartbeat away from being president of the United States. This Nazi white supremacist, it's like, oh my God, it would be god awful. It would be god awful. So
Yeah,
just from I lived through it from the 60s till now. I lived through uh civil rights, gay rights, um women breaking the glass ceilings, the whole thing. And we're not going back. We don't want to go back. But then also I have the added nuance of being a military veteran. And the stuff that they have, especially Trump has said, about our veterans. And uh even if you can, hold your nose on all that stuff, none of the policies are going to help us. All of their policies, they want to get rid of the VA. The VA is my healthcare. They
yeah.
they they want to get rid of that. They want to they want to seriously,
Get rid of
um
Democrats.
what do you call it? Like Social
Deport.
Security and
Oh,
all that. They want to cut Social Security. They want to get rid of the VA. They want to get rid of all these programs. They want to get rid of
well,
before.
that'll make them oligarchs then. All the money will go to them. That's why they want to
Yeah.
get rid of it.
Well, it's not just that. It's also the majority of us are down here at my level, our level, and we're not multi-hundred millionaires or billionaires, and and none of these policies, if they have, first of all, they don't have policies. They have a what was it, the way he put it, uh a a um a concept of a plan,
Yeah, a
you
concept.
know and none of what they want to do. I mean, 20% and 60% tariffs. Do you know what that would do to our economy? And so I'm just going from a very practical, I can't stand JD Vance or Trump as far as like a human being.
Yeah.
They are so god awful. But if you put all that aside, just what they will do in office or not do for us in office, that's what you really have to look at.
Mhm. Right. And people aren't as discerning. And it's weird because my nephew is gay and his husband and he are MAGA people.
I
I
don't
don't
understand
get
how
it.
people can vote against their own interests.
Yes, because it's only a
Trump
matter of
hates the
time, like you said.
military. There's as a veteran, no military veteran should be voting for Trump.
I know.
he
I don't,
does not have your interests at heart. He's going to get rid of the VA, folks. He's not going to take care of our military veterans.
and once he's in office, there's not going to be another voting. We're not going to vote anymore because
Mhm.
he'll have the power because it'll be in his official duties to just
And
stop.
then as far as gay people, I mean, they're married. He wants to get rid of gay marriage. That's the next thing. Thomas, the Supreme Court, they already hinted that that's the next thing. Got rid of Roe v. Wade. Let's get rid of the decision where gay marriage was made legal across the entire United States. They want to get rid of all that, folks. There are people literally dying in some of these states like Texas because of the abortion ban. And
Mhm.
and they can't even give them proper medical care. I
And
mean, are you insane? Are you
the
stupid that you don't see this?
the thing is that I've unfortunately, some of the red states have not accepted, have not brought in the federal funding for, let's say, extended Medicaid and things like that. So everybody is set in such a poverty state. They're kept without services that they think, well, I don't know what they think, but wait a minute, Dan has something here. In my opinion, if Trump fought against Project 2025, then I think the polls would be swaying towards him, but that's his only lifeline, Dan, um, is their people.
Deb, I literally, just heard last night that he made the announcement that as day one, when he's elected, he is appointing the guy that created Project
Yeah,
2025 to his
I know.
cabinet.
Yeah, yeah. Dan's saying if he
People wake up.
Yeah, Dan is saying if he had that now, and we have had so many opportunities to say no to this guy, the impeachments and all that stuff. And now say if
All the
he
way back to the Access Hollywood tapes.
Hollywood, yes, we've had opportunity, but you know what this has to do because we are leveling up. It's a new earth, a new day. I read
Mhm.
tarot and do my work a new way, and it has to have a new objective. But the thing is, I think we failed in all of those things. So we can get to our seventh year, which was last year. We can figure out who we are inside this world.
Mm.
And we have to decide who we are. And then 2024, we have to explain who we are clear enough for the
Mhm.
majority of the people. And that's the tricky part. But I think it had to
Yeah.
get this bad. What do you think? I'm kind
Well,
of
it makes sense
yeah,
that in a
for
nine
us to
year,
decide to
we,
have
we
Republicans vote for Democrats. I was going to actually put
yeah,
somebody's mind at ease because if you see something say, oh, more Republicans are voting than Democrat, doesn't mean they're voting Republicans are voting Republican. They're voting Democrat. They just haven't changed parties. But
yeah, they don't have to change parties
yeah.
to do that. But we're going into that 9 year, and part of that is getting rid of what no longer serves you. And then in 2026, we're going into a 1 year, a whole new 9 year cycle starts, and
Mhm.
I think it's just going to be fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a break for just a second here. I wanted to announce again, we had our 20th anniversary celebration last night. Go watch the replay. It was fantastic. We I don't know if I can find it here. We gave Pamela her Tarot Grandmaster certification, right? And I also wanted to, we had to do something big for 20 years. And so we brought back lifetime membership. And for those of you, I know there's a lot of people on here right now because of Deb being on that have never even heard of the Tarot Guild. We've been doing this for 20 years, and we have an annual membership is $78 per year, or monthly $7.80 a month. And now you can get lifetime membership just during this celebration, just through this weekend, For one payment of $78, you are a member for life. What do you get with that?
Oh, yeah.
A lot more than I can explain right here. Let me put the URL to the guild page that has all the bullet points, the dozens and dozens of benefits, psychic.cafe/guild, if you want to read about all the benefits. But one example is, and the membership is worth it just for this. Twice a month, we do live mentoring and coaching with a Q&A and open discussion. Anything you want to know about reading tarot, numerology, Lenormand, Oracle decks, everything that we cover, all, psychic development, or about your business, joining the guild, getting your professional certification, setting up your business on Psychic Cafe. You might be brand new and not have a website. I build websites, and guess what? You can have a mini website right on Psychic Cafe. That's right. You don't even need a website in the beginning. In addition to all this, we have workshops, trainings, discussions, and unlike other groups, it's not just about reading tarot. It's not just about being psychic. It's the business. That's the part people are missing. How to start and grow a business. In addition, I'm throwing in my tarot and numerology course, which is called Tarot by the Numbers, because I teach numerology side by side with tarot. I break up the deck by number 1 through 9, and I teach numerology, how to do all of creating reports and doing the full 9 number chart, as well as you learn tarot. And that's a $299 course. I'm just throwing it in for free. And then free professional certifications, normally $138 per level. We have 4 levels in the guild: certified tarot reader, certified tarot professional, certified tarot master, and certified tarot grandmaster, which Pamela just got. And it's normally $138 per level. I'm throwing that in for free too. Go over to psychic.cafe/20 years. I'll pop that in the chat again for everybody. Uh-oh.
What?
I have to do a correction to the link here. There we go. Psychic.cafe/20 years.
Ah, yeah.
Go check it out, folks. Go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I wanted to mention Michelle's next show coming up next Saturday. So a week from today, she's going to be talking about gratitude and abundance on her show, Michelle's Mystic Corner. And that Sunday, the next day after that, is our live Zoom discussion and Q&A, mentoring and coaching that I mentioned we do twice a month. That's right. One last thing I want to mention is that Maria G. Moss's show, The Angelic View, is coming back on the 17th of November. And then she will be the first and third Sundays again. She's been on hiatus for a while, but her show is coming back this month as well. All righty. Just want to make those announcements real quick.
I want to say thank you to my subscriber, Cynthia Smith, for coming here. You might notice in the chat that she's writing all in capital letters. That doesn't mean she's mad. It means that I'm blind. I have trained everybody to just type in capital letters. But yes, vote blue. She's on Social Security, and she's nervous about that. Dan came back to say, with all the things that people, MAGA is going after the pagans. That's right, not the Christians.
And non-traditional Christians too.
Non-traditional,
They're going to go after.
Non-traditional Christians that have separated from that. Absolutely. America has, Kim B says America has issues, but it's a great country. I agree with you. Everyone should live in a third world country. I know. How about a week in Bangladesh?
Yeah.
Any of these guys that want to do MAGA?
And you hear Trump, oh, we have to make it great again. We are so, denigrating the country. It's so bad. It's like, no, it isn't.
No,
Sure. Where are you getting this crap? I mean,
it's worked for him before, but he's not giving it up.
God, Obama handed over a wonderful and growing economy, which Trump destroyed by 2020. And now we've recovered it through the last 4 years.
Yeah, that was
Everybody thinks it's
fast.
backwards the other way. No, it isn't. We had that thing called the pandemic that happened, and we're coming back, recovering from that. I mean, some of the statistics with um uh, the the highest unemployment rates ever, and the Wall Street, the Dow and I mean, the highest numbers they've ever recorded. Yeah, that was now, folks. That's in the last couple of years, not
Right.
when Trump was here.
I
When
think
Trump was here, everything was in an all-time low.
I think it was Forbes magazine that said America is the economical status of America is the envy of the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Forbes is a very conservative magazine.
Yeah, yeah. And all the strides we've made into, like electric cars and electric infrastructure,
Mhm.
what was I thinking? Wind and solar. It's getting fantastic. I mean, we can get off our reliance on oil. Electric cars are so much more efficient. We should have done it like 30 years ago, and we're
And
just, I mean, the number of jobs that have been created, Trump's ally, Elon Musk with Tesla has, tens of thousands of employees, you know,
you know what the UK calls Elon Musk?
what's that?
Space Karen. Don't
Space
you love it?
Karen. I
Space
love that.
Karen. So I'm going to start
Love it.
saying,
Yeah. I mean, I may not like him, but I like his companies, which, by the
well,
way,
he's
he
a genius, but he's
you know,
wants to destroy now instead of create. The thing is, I've got Andrea 54 Hector.
okay.
I'm on SSI and I still can't even afford to buy the essentials. Andrea, would you type in what state you are in?
Hmm.
Because I have a feeling you might be in a red state that have not said yes. In fact, for a little while there, in the middle of uh, this last 4 years, you remember that infrastructure bill that he forced through, and a
Right.
lot of new jobs started happening. The his campaign put billboards up with the pictures of their senators and congressmen that did not vote for it.
Hmm.
These people did not vote for this project. I thought that was really great. Um, and sometimes you don't, whoops. I'm gonna go back here. I've lost my chat. This is the first
Uh-oh.
one. Here he goes. My daughter is only 12 and I do whatever I can for her, but I don't want her to suffer.
When I'm gone.
So I see. So you're not just burdened with the day-to-day essentials, you're burdened with the future of your daughter.
Chicago.
So it's
Mhm.
like, okay,
Chicago.
we have to save X amount for the family right now and then
Mhm.
X amount for the future. Well, as you know, the only way you can do that is through democracy. That's it. Now, I know we've been complaining here and saying things that make people nervous, but I'm telling you, just I said on my channel, I have this on a mug somewhere too. It's nobody's crossed a bridge before they've come to it. We
Right.
right. So what we're doing on election night, what I'm doing on election night was we're meeting on one side of that bridge and watching the polls and walking across together, walking across to democracy together. And then when I said that, one of my viewers were saying, I think I'll just jump off the bridge. That was great. We
Yeah.
won't jump off the bridge. Just
I love how Kim said, I don't mind paying taxes. What bothers me is when I hear that Musk and Bezos doesn't. They
I
don't.
know. See, and I gotta say one more thing. I didn't know. I was an educated voter, but I did not know that most of the things I thought was law are just norms and assumptions.
A lot of them are.
I didn't know that. I don't think anybody would. And our judicial system is not used to working against authority.
Hmm.
And so I think they're getting their big boy and girl panties on now when we're on the other side of that. So, there's only good news. And with it, I got to tell you, it's going to be nail biter for us now, but I do believe there's going to be a wave in a way where we're going to be celebrating. Now there's going to be kickback and blah, 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 but we can handle that. We can handle that.
Mhm.
We got to get him formally out.
So we're coming up on the end here. I
Oh,
wanted to I wanted to mention um here, let me take off the ending here on this thing. Because we have so many new people on today. Go over to our website. It's actually a social media platform. In other words, it's not just a website. It is a fully functioning, like all of the features that you see on websites like Facebook, only it's for us. All psychic stuff all the time.
for the family.
And the URL, it's not a .com, it's not a .net, anything like that. It's a .cafe. We were so lucky to get psychic.cafe. So all you have to do, you don't even need the www. Go in a new tab on your browser, type in psychic.cafe, and it's 100% free to sign up. Just register like you're registering for Facebook. We have all the instant messaging. We've got groups. We've got private messaging, status updates, your wall, the whole shebangy, and it's free to join. And I also want to mention to the professionals that are joining us, who was some of them, like from your group
Oh,
mostly,
yeah.
Karen and
Karen
everybody.
Doyle. Well, she doesn't think she is, but she will be.
Yeah. I wanted to mention that for those of you that are pro or thinking of going pro, take a look at our membership, especially now that the lifetime membership's available again, because it's one payment of $78, the number of cards in the tarot deck, and you're set up for life. And we help promote you. And you can come on here as a guest and we will interview you. And you can come on as a guest co-host and just hang out with us and promote yourself and your services and your products and all. That's what the Psychic Cafe is about, that we built this new platform and YouTube for members of the Tarot Guild. And by the way, you may not do tarot. You may be doing, oh, like you mentioned, was it Karen doing dowsing?
Dowsing. Oh, man.
And you might be
And
doing
mediumship.
mediumship.
Mhm.
You may be a pet psychic. Oh, I'm supposed to say animal communicator. Animal communicator. You may be a astrologer. You may be a numerologist, a life coach,
Or
spiritual.
wannabe.
Yes, everybody. That's a change we made at the beginning of the year. Is we are not just tarot focused, even though it's still called the Tarot Guild. We've shortened it where we just go a lot of these days. We just go the Guild because it's open to everybody. So even if you're have no interest in tarot, anything you're doing psychic, you can join the guild and you can get certified by the guild in your modality. You don't have to get certified as a tarot reader. You can get certified as a psychic advisor or a spiritual coach, however you want to label it. We'll put that on your certification. And it's just a very simple testing process. You just go through a test session and we just make sure that you can perform a professional level reading or session or whatever your modality is, life coaching session, spiritual coaching session, astrology, numerology, whatever your modality is, and you can get certified through the guild. But the I think the best part of it is those live sessions that we do, the live coaching and mentoring. You need help with, you've never done YouTube, you've um never built a website, you don't know how to do Facebook, you're not sure about Instagram, you're not sure about, do I set up an LLC or a sole proprietorship, or all the business stuff, we got you covered as well. All righty. Well, this has been great, Deb. I know
I,
you and we have a session after this.
yes, we do. About all
Yeah. What
stuff.
I was just talking about, I'm going to help Deb with now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes. And then
Awesome. But thanks everybody for coming. And how do they best get in contact with you? I do want to remind everybody real quick that I did set up URLs to go right to her book, psychic.cafe/decode tarot, and also psychic.cafe/clarity Tarot to grab the book, grab the deck. But your channel, your Facebook, your website, what's
So
the best ways?
I need to build my Facebook. I haven't really paid attention to that because I'm a one-trick pony. I can only do one thing at a time. But
Yeah,
my
I'm
website, I have two domains pointed to the same website. It's my name.com, but
that's
my
good.
name can get complicated. But you can also do growyourlight.com. So it points to the same thing. I do have a special running. It is for soul profile, and we haven't discussed the off-planet stuff, but it's a special reading, and I have that at half price at 116. And oh, forgot to tell you, when you go to my website,
Mhm.
there's a pop-up about 5 seconds in where you can get my ebook. Now, my ebook is going to tell you all about the off-planet work I do, and it'll explain.
Oh,
It will
soul
explain.
awareness.
Yeah, we're going to go to Andromeda, but that my soul profile will tell you if you're a monosoul or a walk-in soul. It'll tell you what planet of origin. It'll tell you your soul speciality and what your divine gifts are. So,
I
and
just
that's
signed up.
you did.
Yep. And by the way, I also put the link in the chat there, debrazachau.com, Zachau.
Yes.
I just put the link in there right to her
Thank you.
website.
Thank you
And then
very
Dan
much.
was like, Deb, do you have a page on Psychic Cafe? Yes, she does,
I
actually.
do.
And let me grab that link and put it in. That way you can hit the
Yeah,
chat and just chat with her. So it's psychic.cafe/Debra, Debra.
uh-huh.
So there you go. I just put it in the chat, psychic.cafe/Deborah.
Uh,
Hop on. You can friend her and like her, and you
right.
can send messages right on Psychic Cafe. I'm telling you, it is
I have
Psychic
all the one.
Facebook.
So if you send me a message, it'll be I think my first message that I get. I had a message from
Oh,
you, I
yeah,
think, once,
it'll
but
come.
I haven't
You'll get an
used it like
email,
I should, and that's
right?
what I want to start doing. So if you
You'll get
don't
an
hear
email
from me,
notification that you've got a message, Deb. Yep.
yeah, okay.
Well, bye everybody. We're gonna get out of here and we will see you. I'm actually don't tell anybody, but I think I'm gonna do a pop-up show tomorrow.
Ooh, ooh,
And
ooh.
I might just show up on here, same bat time, same bat channel, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And then Monday, remember the times are all changing and everything. And so we are going to do the evening shows now at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. So Monday will be our next evening show, 5 p.m. Pacific. Uh, actually, I have that here. Hold on. I forgot to show it. Let me see if I can find it. There it is with the new times, 5 p.m. San Diego time, 8 p.m. New York time. We'll be here on Monday as well. Bye, everybody. Bye for
Bye.
now. Bye,
Thank
Dan,
you.
Karen, everybody in there, Kim.
Love ya.
And we are out of there. Yay.
Are you sure?
Uh,
Now, last